Yo, I come from that era where they kept motherfucking secrets. If you're a millennial, you know. Like, them motherfuckers kept secrets. Like, Uncle Pete ain't really your motherfucking uncle. He is your cousin. But because of the age difference, they introduced him as Uncle Pete. You know what I'm saying? He's still family though, but he uncle. You know, or like, your auntie Tina. Auntie Tina ain't really your auntie. That's your father's childhood best friend, and they grew up like siblings, and so now that's your auntie. And you wonder why is she in the picture? Because she not biologically your auntie. You might see her in some pictures here and there, maybe, but you ain't gonna see her like that. You know, you got these questions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or like when they get mad at you and shit, and they beat your ass, and they beat you whatever they can beat you with, whether it be an extension cord, a wire hanger, a plastic hanger, a hanger, shit rope, shit a pillow. I mean, if they got to beat your ass, they beat your ass. You ever get knocked out with a pillow? You ever get choked up so bad and you fall asleep? Like, that happened to me. Anybody else? I came from the era of TLC. You know what I'm saying? What about your friends? I'm gonna stand around. I'm gonna let you down, get it. Or somebody knocking the boots. Ooh. Give me some sweet love. Somebody rock. Oh, hey, baby. What's your name? That Love Jones type shit. You know what I'm saying? Or when it was like, soft and warm, the quiet storm, gliding in the radiating, turn me on. That was at 8 o'clock, quiet storm. It was for the old people music. That's what I called it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's the old people music, and I gotta listen to this shit. So, you know, now I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love me some Marvin Gaye. I want you. Well, no, my jam by Marvin Gaye, Distant Lover. Ooh. Or Harold and the Blue Notes, you know, miss you, miss you, miss you. Or what's another one? Don't ask my neighbor, come to me. And then that do 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 do. Look, if you ain't grew up to Quiet Storm or something like that, if they didn't stop all that ratchet shit, or stop all the new music, and they didn't stop and pause for the old school and say, this the old school jams. They call it smooth jams. They'll play you some Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? They'll play some Temptations. You know what I'm saying? And I remember being in the car, we like, oh, we gotta hear this shit and hear blasting in the house and stuff. This one back when, you know what I'm saying, my mama had a stereo, and she used to put her little vinyl on that Jane, little play that Jane, like, boy, that's the era I grew up in. That's the era I grew up in, but they kept them secrets, baby. They kept them secrets, health secrets. You know what I'm saying? You may not know cousin, you may not know diabetes ran in your family. Nobody ain't gonna talk. They just shush it. What happened to his toe? Oh, it just, you know, he got in an accident. Okay, but what about such and such, and then you find out that somebody else got diabetes and it's too close to home and you can't ignore that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you ain't tell me that. Why you kept your mouth about that? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody kept their own sickness to themselves. They ain't never do that. And, you know, you kind of repeat some of them same cycles or them same patterns because you learn them. That's what you knew, right? You kept things quiet when it was your turn. And then when you realize, at least for me, when I realized that shit, I said, oh, no, I'm talking. This is what's going on. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but it's like, yeah, I'm bringing that ever in. I'm bringing the Quiet Storm era. Ooh, I'm bringing the Millennial era in. I'm bringing that Jodeci boot. Whoa. Oh. Oh, who else want a pair of Jodeci boots? Did you get them? Did you not get them? I got mine from Payless, but nobody knew because they all looked like they had to have bubble gum at the sole. And Payless, you could get them for like a third of the fraction. If you don't even know Payless, then you don't even know. You don't even know that era. You don't know that era. You don't know that era. I'm trying to say, look. That's where I got my Jodeci boots from. My mom ain't buy me nothing. She bought me them Jodeci boots though from Payless. I'm just saying. I'm keeping it real. My Jodeci boots came from Payless. And you couldn't tell me until somebody tried to call me out. And I said, say something again. I'll fight you again, bitch. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So nobody fuck with me. Because I was fighting. I was a fighter. I was a bully. I was a bully. I was. But anyway, that's besides the point. But see, that's something I had to tell my daughter, you know, when she was getting bullied in school. I had to tell her I was a bully. And why I was a bully. My insecurities. People had things that I didn't have. Maybe I felt like she was prettier than me. Also trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying? People pleasing. Like me and Kiki real cool, right? You know what I'm saying? But me and Sasha, we cool too. But me and Sasha really fuck with each other. Like we neighbors and shit like that. She got a problem with you. So she want to fight her. So now me and Kiki got to fight. But I don't want to fight Kiki. But for Sasha, I'll fight Kiki. But when something happened to me, Sasha looking at me. What the fuck? But Sasha, I thought we was cool like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of person I was. You know what I'm saying? And then I had like misguided anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then or sometimes I'll black out. So I just like... You know what I'm saying? Like Nipsey Hussle say, go back and explode a face. Like I really explode a face, but with my hands. Just saying. But I had to tell her why. I was honest. I had to tell my insecurities and why I felt that way. And why I felt that I had to be a bully. You know what I'm saying? And when I stopped being a bully, you know what I'm saying? Like when I stopped attacking people for no reason, you know what I'm saying? When I was just like, nah. And sometimes when I sit back, I'm like, man, such and such ain't deserve that. I apologize, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it, you're like, whoo, man, it won't even at you. You was a target and I just took my rage out on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I did boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I did boxing, you know, and it did help. It really did help. But I came from the era where I was like, okay, I'm not going to repeat these patterns. So when it came to my daughter being bullied, I could have shut my mouth up, right? But I teach her how to fight and to tell her why these bullies bully, right? Because I was a bully. This why they bully you. Now, sometimes it ain't just because you pretty. Sometimes it's just what you have on. It could be that shirt that they wanted and you didn't have that shirt and then they mad at you for having that shirt on. So therefore you are the object of, they see you in their vision. It's on sight. You know what I'm saying? So that's, hey, it was a trigger. You got more than I got. You know what I'm saying? I was one of five. Maybe your mama had it like that. Maybe you had a 2-parent household. You know what I'm saying? Maybe everybody was that motherfucking contributor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't grow up in poverty. You know, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so they teach you that and like not carry that silence, you know, let her know, hey, alcohol running the family, you know what I'm saying, this addiction running the family type thing, you know, or whatever. So it's like me not keeping secrets, but also bringing along that old school, ooh. So when she be playing that Sade, when she be playing Lose Control, like, what is it? Oh man, can I turn you on? Can I turn you on? That's silk. Let me tell you something, man. Back in the days when I was like dancing shit, you couldn't tell me nothing. But anyway, I'm just saying. That's the era I come from. If you know, you know. And you know that you don't bring those conditions and circumstances within the collection of your family of what you're building. You know what I'm saying? You know that at some point it stops. You know that at some point you do not continue to carry it. So you become the person who breaks that silence. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, if I take this out of here, if I remove myself out this little puzzle piece here, it makes space, and it's a gap now because I've removed myself from that. So now my lineage is attacked more so to truth. And so therefore, because I told the truth, they're going to tell the truth. At least that's the pattern, because I'm showing that I'm putting the seasoning and the conditioner on it. So therefore those patterns and stuff don't come back. But baby, millennials, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But the other patterns, you know, like, I ain't about to bring back beating, whipping, and all the kind of stuff. We're gonna have this verbal dialect. We're gonna get on this mental stimulation. I had to learn it, so now I do it. And now I do it, I'm teaching it to you, and eventually you gonna learn it. So when it's your descendants, you gonna pass that down. Now, what type of seasoning is that? You know, Granny might have had some good fried chicken, boy, but when I added a sprinkle of real love, I'm talking about real love. You know what I'm saying? Not the song, but just some real love. That's shake that Jane up. Oh, man, it's bussing. And then when I'm on the ancestor altar, they're gonna have to make sure it's vegan, because I don't eat meat. So they can also give me, you know, non-meat products. They could be like, this for her. Put a piece of lettuce on it. Oh my gosh. If you vegan, you understand. If you plant-based, you understand. You know what I'm saying? But just saying, that's the era I come from. But I come from the era of not repeating things that I learned. Unlearn to relearn, so I could teach back the right way. So yeah, I feel like I'm doing an amazing job thus far. I do. I see changes, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, and I keep in contact with certain family members with no history, and I just done a lot of things differently. Yeah, everybody know I'm that auntie. I'm that auntie. I pull up, but I'm also that fun auntie too.